Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 everyone. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are living your best life. I hope that you're living your life like it's golden. For those that don't know me, my name is Coach Anwar, and I am a dating and relationship coach for Black and Brown women. And I am in the game to help my clients get into the best relationship of their lives. Yeah. So I'm so happy that we get to talk, get to share. I am, as I generally do on these lives, I will be answering your questions about love, dating, relationships, and men or women. We're inclusive here. And I'll give you my tea. I'll give you what I know. And I hope that's helpful. Yeah? So here's how we do it if you're new here. If you're a newbie, welcome. Put your questions in the comments and I will answer them in the order that I see them. Please be patient because at some point tonight, we probably will have more than 1,000 people on the TikTok live and probably 50 plus in Instagram. So it might take me a little bit of time to get to your questions, but I'll get to as many as I can. Alrighty? So welcome. If you want to learn more about what I do, definitely click the link in my bio. I have a link for my podcast called the Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast, a link for to book a consultation call with me if you want to work with me professionally. I have links for my free trainings if you want to kind of learn more about how I think about things and level up. And I also have links for like my tours twice a year. We go to Italy and Turkey on what I call my goddess tours. So if that's something that's of interest to you, definitely sign up for that as well. Okay? All right, let me see what the girls are talking about already. Hey, Naka Babe. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Neurodivergent. Hey, Art. Hey, Period. Hey, it's Brittany J. and Tia and Esther and Verosauce and Simone. Hello, 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 Chase. Hello, Latrice. Good to see you. So nice to see you this evening. So nice to see you too, girl. Hey, K. James. Parasite, can you give me tips on stop being a people pleaser? Here's what I know. If you're a people pleaser, it is because you think that you value other people liking you more than you like yourself. And you feel like the only way that you are to be loved is if you do what other people say. And this oftentimes comes from your parents. And so, respectfully, you're going to have to grow up and you're going to have to learn how to not be liked. And so, interestingly enough, one of the things that's really helpful is to go through what I call rejection therapy. So, two things that you can do. I know sounds really scary, but it's super helpful because your fear is being judged and being rejected. So you're actually just gonna have to have exposure therapy to that. So go to, well, maybe not Starbucks right now, but go to a store and ask for 10% off. Yeah, and be ready for them to say no, or be on the street and ask somebody for $1. You're going to have to learn that it is okay for people to say no to you and that you will still survive. Like you literally have to prove that to your nervous system and your body. Yeah. Because here's the thing, you can't please everybody. And no shade, but people pleasing is manipulation. Yeah, because you're not really being your true authentic self. You're being someone so that someone different than who you naturally are for people to like you. So it's kind of like the other side of manipulation. Okay, Esther said, what are good dating apps for 2024? I don't love it, but I think the apps that I'm always kind of pumping up are Bumble, OkCupid. If you're 40, 45 plus, Match. Hinge has been unhinged. It's not good, girl. which is so sad. But that's the tea. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Hey, Jolene. Hey, Lisa. Sarah said, spill it, girl. I'm going to try, girl. Hey, Yinde. Hey, Marissa. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Vero. Hi, Shanae. Coco Barbie said, should you pay the tip for on the first date? What does pay mean? We don't pay anything. Okay, we pay one thing. We pay him attention while he's on the date. That's it. We don't pay any tip, girl. Girl, you must be new. Girl, you speak in a different language. Girl, this must be a bilingual live. We don't know that word. We don't know that PAY word, girl. This must be an immersion class. Honey. This is a welcome class. That's what we call it here. Yes, honey. Avery Baby on Instagram said, paye? Not that. WIP said, LMAO, I'm guilty. I've done that before, but no more. Girl, we don't do that. Why? Because you deserve to be courted. Let these men do it. Yeah? I know that you think it's cute. It's not. It's not cute. Ashley said, is dating someone who suffers from depression a no-go? I think it's going to be really important for them to be able to manage that on their own. And if they can't do that, you're going to have to step away for a second. Yeah, until they can kind of come to grips with it. Because it's actually not your responsibility to, like, manage that for them. Yeah. Pretty girl Rachel said, hi, handsome. Girl, don't call me handsome. I'm gay. I'm married with children. You're trying to break up a happy home. And no shade, girl, but if you flirting with the gay guys, girl, you at a level that I don't know if it could be saved. Jerissa said, do you work with clients who are poly? Not really, because the clients that I work with, they want to be married in monogamous relationships, and my work is really focused on that. Yeah? So, let me see. Cece said, love your advice. Thank you, girl. Elena said, dating someone from work, okay, different department. I mean, girl, only if you at a conglomerate, girl. Only if you're working at Google, girl, and he works on the other side of the campus. But if you're working in the same building, girl, it's a no-go for me. Jasmine, can females and males be best friends? Yeah, girl. I got a lot of best friends that are girls. Straight guys and straight girls, yes, but it has to be very much brother-sister relationships. That's possible. Flower said, so Jamaicans. Jamaicant. Yeah. Girl, no. Coco Barbie said, I didn't, and he refused to pay the bill. Good. He's broke. He's not ready. He's not ready to provide for a family. So, that's fine. You didn't lose anything. You gained something. Because men like that actually are looking to be a dependent on your income taxes. Yamil said, Anwar just ended things with a guy I was talking to for 2 months. Good. Wasn't the one. Her name's Kay. Said, BLK? BL, not okay. Okay? We don't do that, girl. That is... I always say this, and I think it's really true. You know that cousin that you grew up with, but who got into a lot of trouble, and now the whole family knows that he's messy and dangerous, but like nobody says anything because he's family? Those guys are on BLK. I don't want that. I barely say hi to him when he's at a family reunion, let alone engage with him on an app, girl, and I suggest you do the same. Don't be on Be Okay, girl. Be Okay is not okay. Yeah? SP, how can you tell if someone is flirting but keeping it professional because it's bad for business? He'll invite you outside of the company. So we'll have lunch outside of company property, things like that. And he'll find a way to get your number and contact you outside of work hours. But again, don't fuck where you work. Yeah. Lil Baby Diamond said, you cutting up. Girl. JVXOXO said, what if you're on apps but have no interest in actually talking or meeting with anybody? Then get off the apps, girl. Get off the apps. Many of us want the result but don't want to actually go through the journey to get to the result. And I'm sharing this because I want you to understand that, and this is one of the reasons why I'm a dating coach, it is through the journey of dating that you actually get to level up and become the woman that's ready for the best relationship of her life. Yeah? And that ultimately, that is the satisfaction. Because research says that you're not going to be significantly more happy when you're in a relationship versus single. What I think love and dating and relationships are for is for your own self-evolution and growth. And dating is a process for that. So I just want to offer that. Mia Bella said, online or in person to find a man? Both. The answer is both and. It's not either or. Yeah? Let me see what else y'all are talking about. Your mom says, I want him to spend money on me. I know he's into me. I need a tip on how to ask. No, girl, we don't ask men to spend money on us. That looks desperate and that looks messy. If he's not already doing that, then his capacity to do that is not there. Either he doesn't have the money or you're not the one. So if you feel like you have to ask him for that, then it's not happening and I think you should move on. Secondly, he's not your father. So he doesn't have to do that. And I think the expectation of doing that actually will hurt your sisters in this dating game, right? Because the good guys are actually going to turn really jaded and bitter because they're going to think that, oh my God, all these girls want to use me for is my money. And so when you do that and you get to date however you want to, I just want to let you know that you're making it harder for your sisters out there that are looking for a regular guy that wants to show up but doesn't want to be used. Yeah. Okay, let me see what's going on here. And oh my God, thank you all so much for the 18,000 likes already and the 848 people on this live on TikTok and the 48 people on IG. Tap the screen if I've said anything that resonates with you, or if you feel like I'm spilling tea or sharing gems or whatever the kids are saying these days, girl. I'm getting old, girl. Norma said, your take on large age gap relationships. I think that if you are dating anyone that is more than, let's say, 15 years older than you, I think it can get really dangerous. I think that those guys are often men that can't handle women their own age, and so they are looking for younger women to control financially, emotionally, intellectually. And so that's something that I think is important for you to be cognizant of when you are potentially having a larger age gap. The funny thing is that most of my clients are actually finding quite a bit of success with men that are 3 to 6 years younger than they are. Now, most of my clients are between the ages of 35 and 55. If you're 21, don't do that, girl. Yeah. Jay Free, hey girl. Kayla said, should women approach men? You can, But here's what I want to offer to you. If you approach a guy, in his mind, he's already bored of you because you're too easy. It's like, you know that girl who is in the middle of the dance floor at the dance and she's going super hard and she just feels like she just needs so much attention that it's like a turnoff. That's what happens when you approach men. It's too much. She's trying too hard. And here's the thing. If in his mind he's thinking, if you have to do this, then you're not the prize. And he wants to be inspired. And actually, men are hardwired to pursue and really to hunt. So you're like taking the game out of it and it becomes not fun anymore and your value goes down. Yeah. So something to think about. You can do whatever the hell you want to, but I think that all of you are prizes and you need to act as such. Naomi said, what are the most common issues facing Black women who date white men? Good question. I think the thing about dating white men is it is society. It is the stares. It's the micro and macro aggressions that will happen. Sometimes it's the racist family members. So you got to be with someone that advocates for you down. Like my white partner, girl. If there's anyone that just is looking at him and not me, he will let them know, no, you need to look at him. He's the breadwinner. He's the decision maker, right? And if they're giving him life, if they're trying to ignore me, we leave. We don't give anybody business. You want a white man. Something that you want to look out for is, does this man take on some of your everyday burden as a Black woman? Right? So y'all know what you go through, so I don't have to go through that. But what I do think is important is, does he make your life easier? Right? Does he use, no shade, does he use some of his white privilege to make your life easier? So for example, my white husband, honey, when we're going through border control when we travel, girl, he has the passports. Girl, he deals with the security. I don't deal with anyone that has a badge. He does. Yeah. So you want your white guys to do that. Okay. Uche said, OMG, Anwar, I love you. Love you too. Thank you. Martika said, what do you think about the book, The Art of Seduction? I don't know if I've read that yet. Who writes it? JVXOXO said, that is real because sometimes they can't see past their entitlement and it will strain things for sure. 100%. Missy Boss said, OMG, listening to your advice got me a date for this weekend. Have fun, girl. Gigi said, I was going to tag you in a video I made earlier. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Girl, if I had the time, I'll give it to you, girl. But I'm like, this is my busy time because, girl, everybody is like, new year, new me, new love. And so, like, the second half of December and the first half of January, this is where I get a ton of clients and it's like super busy right now. I didn't even know if I was going to come on tonight, no shade. But I was like, my girls, honey, I can feel in my choncha that they're struggling. And I need to come in and share what I know. Yeah, it's my feminine intuition. Okay, let me see what y'all are talking about. April May said, you're amazing. Thank you, girl. Michelle said, we need you. I know that's right. Shiloh says, in your what? Chon cha. Maybe you don't know what that is, girl. Sorry to that woman. Girl, if you don't know what that is now, you will never, ever, ever know it. Ooh. Oh, Lord. Honey, y'all gonna get me canceled again. Yeah? You're gonna get me blocked, honey. TikTok tried to block me because the tea was too hot. You know? Kim B, thank you so much for that cap, girl. You trying to get me all DL, honey. Straighten with that ball cap. Imabe said, no shade, all tea. All day, every day. All day, every day. Godiva said, passport dad. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Airport dad. 100%. Sprinkle, Sprinkle, thank you so much for the 7 fires. Let me see, what are you talking about? Uche said, why would a guy dump a girl after a second date? Because he's not into her. I had to talk to one of my clients earlier today about this, and I want to kind of share this with you all because I think it's really important. Many people are online thinking that every conversation that they're going to have with someone is going to be the one. And I want to let you know that 97% of the guys out there won't even make it to date 3. That like every time you have a first date, you will not hear from 50% of them afterward. Same with the second date, same with the third date. I need you to understand this. That like nobody is the one until he's the one. And y'all are thinking that each and every conversation that you're going to have is the one, and that's not it, girl. And that's what makes online dating so hard, because you literally get butthurt because your expectations are here and then reality is here, and the delta is all of your disappointment. Yeah? None of them are the one. And I'm sorry to say that, but I want you all to know this so that you can depersonalize this whole process. Yeah? Ryu said this tea is hot. Lena said it's only one quarterback on the football team. I know that's right. But honey, there's only one MVP in the league. And we're just looking for the MVP. Chandler said, definitely hiring you as my coach. I need help. I know that's right, girl. Don't we all? Don't we all, sister? Lisa said, did you get your Canadian citizenship? Yes, girl. Yes, I did. I got it in December, honey. And the next day I got sick, girl. I felt like, girl, once they added me, girl, they were literally trying to erase me. Add 1, subtract 1, girl. Because, you know, they got the COVID 2.0 going around now, girl. I'm sharing this with you all because I think it's important for you to understand that, honey, we need to get online. Honey, it's coming back, no shade. And if you don't believe me, go to any airport, go outside, and you see those people with the mask, you think that they're a fool, girl. They know something we don't, no shade. Avery Baby said, I want to have fun without leading them on Anwar to the rescue. I know that's right. Have fun, girl. Dating should be fun. If you feel like it is work, you're not doing it right. And one of the things that I think is really important, especially for smart and successful Black women, is like, many of you all have had to be like the responsible one your entire lives. You were cooking and cleaning at the age of 10 or 12, taking care of your siblings, like, and so you bring that energy to your dating life because it's been successful for you in your professional life, but it can't be that way. You've got to find the fun little girl and bring her out in your dating life. Once you're able to do that, you're going to rock out. Legacy. Okay, Robert Greene. I thought that that title was familiar, The Art of Seduction. I started reading a little bit of it, and then I got bored of it. It's like manipulation, dark feminine energy tea. And I was like, I'm like over that shit. Maduo said, advice on dating an athlete. Is it something I can take seriously for the long-term relationship? No, never that. Don't date an athlete, girl. Never date an athlete. Why? Couple of reasons. One, he really does believe that he's a prize because his entire life people have been telling him that he's the prize. So you will never be the prize. So his career will become number 1. He will become number 2. And maybe you will be number 3 or his mama. You will be fighting for bronze medal in his life. That's number 1. Number 2, he has women in every city that he plays in. And sometimes men, no shade. I used to live in LA, and there would be places, after hour spots, where there would be professional athletes in the place. What did they say? What did Bill Clinton say? Don't ask, don't tell. That's what we were doing, honey. 10, 15 years ago. So, I wasn't doing it because, but I just wanted to share that tea. I think that they have a lot of money and they're a lot of fun. But here's the gag. 75% of professional athletes will marry a white girl. Kanye was right. So if you want to have cute fun for a weekend and they get to pay, a bag or two, cute. But to expect that it's going to be a long-term sitch, it might be a little bit unrealistic. And this is not me trying to burst your bubble. This is just like experience. Like I literally have clients that have had those experiences before that I've had to coach through. Yeah. Right, you said get that bag. Says, yeah, get a bag, but, don't expect the fairy tale. Yeah. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Where's it? You are our fairy godmother. No, girl, fairy godbrother. Fairy godbrother. That's what I'm giving these days. Always priceless. Hey, girl. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Honey, there's a lot. Let me see what the IG girls are talking about because they're starting to get mad at me. No shade. I love Jacob Elordi. Well, girl. Says, stop ignoring my comment. I need help. Girl, well, you're never going to get help asking like that. No shade. JB said, your chance to back an athlete is before they go pro. Gotta be high school. Even then, girl, if you get them in high school, they'll dump you in college. If you get them in college, they'll dump you when they go to the pro. Jay Clemens said, I'm still waiting for you to tell me why men are so afraid of me. Well, I don't know, girl, because I don't know you, but I will tell you this. Some men are intimidated by women because sometimes women have resting bitch face. Sometimes your body language is fucked up, no shade. If you stand like this all the time or you got a nasty Joker smirk on your face, girl, nobody wants to approach you, right? If you are... the other thing that I see when people are calling women intimidating or they don't feel safe around women is because they're very judgmental, right? And it doesn't even mean that you have to be judgmental about the guy. You could just be judgmental about anything and everyone. So if you're hanging out with a guy and you're like, oh my God, what is she wearing? He knows I can't feel safe around her. And for smart people, you will often focus in on your thoughts first and your feelings second, and the opportunity is just leaning into your feelings. Thank y'all so much for the almost 54,000 likes and the 1,100 people that are in here. Let's keep it going, honey. Let's keep it going. Rebecca said, I love sending your videos to my single friends. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Elle said, what are your thoughts on Princella? I think that she is great. I think she has the men gagging. I think that I love the fact that I'm gay and she is lesbian. I think that we're able to have a certain perspective on male and female relationships because we're able to kind of see both perspectives, really inhabit both energies. And I think she does a really great job of really breaking down kind of the psychological and sociological effects of female and male bonding patterns. I think she's great. I actually just bought her book, so I'm going to read it after I finish these other 2 books. So I just want to shout her out. It's called The Game, 41 Shades of Men. So I'm going to read this. It was kind of expensive. She charged $50 for it. I would never do that personally, but everybody makes their money the way that they want to. So I'm going to read it and see how it is. Jasmine Nira said, I'm looking for the fairy tale. I want the princess treatment. Here's the thing. If you want the princess treatment, you're looking for a father. If you want queen treatment, you're looking for a partner, a king. Yeah? Princess is a daughter who doesn't have agency. Yeah? This is important because I know a lot of you want princess treatment. The way that you get princess treatment, a man doesn't give that to you. You can give that to yourself. And a lot of women are saying, I want the soft life. Well, number 1, you need to be soft to have a soft life. And number 2, you can give that to yourself before you enter into a relationship. So I want to offer that to anyone who needs it. Fuck my freckles bitch said, what are your pronouns? I don't know, girl. I'm old gay, girl. I'm over it, no shade. Call me we. Us. Girl. I don't know, girl. Iman said, love you, Amor. Thank you, girl. Russ said, my NBA player is paying all of my friends' bills for life to keep her quiet after he was caught with a man. I'm not surprised. Here's the tea. If you look at the statistics, what you will know is that like roughly 1 out of 10 men are gay. So there you go. I used to live in New York. I used to live in LA. And there are certain places where those kinds of men go after their games that you would go every Friday and Saturday night. And you would be like, oh, I just saw him on TV. And now he's literally whispering me sweet nothings in the back of my neck. I said, didn't you just score 24? Girl. I've been around the world tonight. Okay. With Ked B said, why no military men? God complex. PTSD. Literally, they're fighting a war, and then they come home and they're still fighting a war. And unfortunately, you will be the enemy. And no shade, but those military men are getting it in with themselves while they're away anyway, too. It's like Prison Girl. Something to think about. I literally know people, like, other gay guys that, like, go to the Navy to, like, get their life. To get, like, you know, the college situated, and then, but also to, like, get it jumping. So don't get with a man in the Navy, girl. Okay. Let me answer some goddamn questions up in here. Oh, Maisha said, can you speak on love bombing? Yes. This is a natural occurrence for many Nigerians, so you want to watch out. Love bombing is about, like, the extremes, the passion. So, you know, love bombing is they'll start calling you pet names really early. They will, they'll over-compliment you to the point where you know that it's not true. And oftentimes they will talk about what's happening in the far future, right? So, like, it's January now. Oh my God, girl, I want to take you to Paris for Christmas. And you're like, this is the second date. Like, what are you talking about? You don't even know my last name. That's what love bombers do. And even when you do set a boundary, they'll over apologize. So they'll apologize like 6 or 8 times. When a guy does that, know that he's a love bomber. Okay? This is important. Riri said, best place to meet a man outside of dating apps. There are a variety of different places to meet men. So one of the things that I always say, well, first you got to get outside, girl. So go out 1 to 2 times a week. You want to do things that you love that also have like men there. So some of the girls are like, oh, I love yoga. Girl, there's nothing about women and gay men there, girl. You're not going to find anything there. Like, but if you're like, I'm really into the arts, go to museums, girl, right? Really into working out, you better be going to that gym. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel, same bat day, right? Because here's the thing. The gag is that even in New York, the guys are not going, they see you, they like you, they're still not going to say anything that first go around. But what will happen is after the second or third time that he sees you, that's when he's going to say something. So you want to be found. And that's kind of the best way to be found, is like going to the same places, the same times every week. Also like community, like sports leagues. Really great too. Yeah. Dee Dee said, please, Amor, please, how can I date while being abstinent? The same way that you can date while not being abstinent. It doesn't necessarily change, girl. Wait, you think these girls are just throwing away their chonch left and right, no shade? No, like, it's the same thing. Like, my stance, now I'm a man, you're a woman, do whatever you want with your body. But as a dating coach, I will tell you that having sex with men or being intimate with men very early is recipe for disaster, because you will chemically bond to a man and it will literally like destroy your critical thinking skills. So that's why I say it's like the same thing. Like I recommend not being intimate until after exclusivity. Now, you gonna do whatever the hell you want to do, but that's what I recommend. Yeah. That's why I say there's like no difference. And thank y'all so much for the almost 69,000 likes. I so appreciate you. Benny said, you are on my Facebook page. I hope not, girl. No shade. MK said, thoughts on dating rappers. No shade, but are we in junior high? What do we think the rappers are going to do for us? Now, some of these rappers are literally just poets, right? Like, they're not about that life, but they know what the game is. But one thing that you're going to know about me is, like, I don't want you to date, like, the charismatic men. I was actually just telling one of my clients this, that, like, the overly charismatic guys are often, like, the narcissists and the toxic guys. No shade, I want you dating, like the boring guys. Why do I say this? I say this because many women will try to date their fathers, and a lot of their fathers were toxic and very charismatic. And so, BB said, make us cry in the Lambos. The gag is that in your relationships, I want you to be the star. I want you to be centered. And with rappers, athletes, you'll never be centered. Talk to Miss Biles, honey. She won't be centered. That's her choice. She's going to have to deal with that and work through that. I want you to be centered. I always tell my clients, like, like in high school, they would like, do those musicals and plays, and then you would have like the kids that would always do the acting and be in all the theater shows, and then you would have all the techies. I want you to be the star. I want you to be on the stage, and I want your man to be the techie in the background doing what needs to be done, making sure that you are centered. All of these guys that you're talking about, the rappers, the athletes, they want to be centered, which means that you're going to be a second-class citizen in your own relationship. That's not the tea, girl. Then you're going to feel a lot of resentment. And also, it's going to trigger you because for many of us, we didn't get enough attention and nurturing and being cherished when we were growing up. So then you're even going to get even more triggered. Don't do that, girl. Big Lips said, what are your thoughts on dating bisexual men? It's not my thing, personally. I never did it, but to each her own. Tara Boo said, dating a man that I have nothing in common with, should I overlook our differences? Well, it depends. Like, are you talking about common interests? Because I think it's important, as long as you have common values, that's important. Like, I want you, his job is to love you, support you, accept you, motivate you. His job is not to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta with you. I mean, it's nice, but that's not his job as a husband. Rochelle said, do you think couples should move in together before marriage? I think nowadays it's actually very important for you to understand what it looks like to live with a man. Why? Because a couple of things. Everyone is going to have their own ways of thinking about this. Some of my Christian girls won't move in with them until they're married. I get that, girl. Praise the Lord. The other girls, I want you to live with your guys because I want you to know if you can live with him or not. Now, this is, I think, especially going to be helpful for Black women who are dating and getting married to Black men, because you have to understand that 2/3 of Black households these Black men were raised by single Black women. And so many of them are looking for replacement mothers. And so they are going to act and live like little boys. And I don't want you to be in a situation where, because this is how people get divorced. Not only are you making more money than the single Black guy that you were dating, but now you have to take care of the house. And if you have kids, you're taking care of the kids most of the time too. You're going to get burnt out. And you're going to ask for a divorce because you didn't know how this man lives. And most of these guys are not living in the way that they need to. Can't even do laundry, no shade. Haven't even washed their bathrooms in 6 months. You know? Uh-oh. What's SK said, have you been watching my live? No, girl, I'm not a perv. But that's what happens when you don't kind of see how he lives. Now, you can obviously check this out when you're dating him, but there's a whole nother experience when you're actually living with him. Okay, let me see what y'all are talking about. Kobe Kane said, how should we navigate the alpha male complex? I'm not into alpha males. I don't want you to be into alpha males either. I did a video about this, about how so many women are looking for their dream guy, which is like high bad boy, high nice guy, when you need to be looking for your husband, which is like mid bad boy and high nice guy. I did a whole matrix on this. But ultimately, you want to be looking for what I call the alphabet guy. And when I say alphabet, I don't mean a gay guy, girl. What I mean is a guy that has both the masculine and the feminine, right? What does that look like? It looks like, like in our households in the holidays when the women were cooking all day for like Christmas or Thanksgiving, and then they're like making the guys' plates, and the guys are just sitting and watching football. That's alpha. An alpha beta guy is someone who helps cook and is on the grill cooking, and then also helping to prepare for the parties and to clean up. We're doing it together. Those are the guys that I want you to focus on. Yeah. Brittany said, do you think we should reach our weight loss goal before dating anyone? No, girl. Not at all. Because you're thinking that your love life is going to be significantly different just because you've lost 20 or 30 pounds. No shade, but it's not. Your weight is not the reason why you're not getting your guy. And if you don't believe me, watch my 600-pound life. They always got a man. They got a man because they're not thinking about their weight. No shade. Because their weight doesn't matter. It's about you as a person. It's about your confidence. And at the end of the day, what do they say in marriage? Through thick and thin, you're going to be thick sometimes, you're going to be thin sometimes. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, and he's got to be able to handle all of it. I'm in a marriage, and my husband puts on 10 to 15, maybe sometimes 20 pounds during the winter every season, girl. Hibernation tea. Through thick and thin, acceptance. That's what it's about more than anything else. And if he can't accept you in the variety of shapes that you will be, he probably isn't your guy. Yeah? Allison said, you said in one of your videos to stress men out. What's the first step? When I say stress men out, I don't mean be a bitch. I mean have boundaries. So that what will stress them out is making sure that they stay within your boundaries every step of the way. Right? Because they know that if they step outside of your boundaries, they're out. They're gone. Yeah? So I talk about this in my programs quite a bit. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can definitely click the link in my bio and book a consultation call if you want to work with me. That's what I mean when I say stress them out. I mean be vulnerable and share your feelings. Because you want to see if these guys know how to be emotionally available and hold space. Doing that stresses them out because they're not well practiced in that. Men and women relate differently, right? In male relationships, they do everything together. In female relationships, they tell everybody, they tell each other everything, right? And so to be able to have to hear and listen to what you have to say and hold space for you is something that they're not used to doing, so that's going to give them stress. But ultimately, stress and the hormone will make him bond to you more. Okay, let me see what else is going on here. I hope this is helpful for you all. Let me know if we're learning something from this. As my mentor, Miss Tyra Banks would say, learn something from this. I'm actually going to do a video about this tomorrow, but the research actually says, so there's a difference between boy pretty and girl pretty, and women are they are the ones that will actually, when thinking about how pretty women are, will be more apt to choose the skinnier woman than the average sized woman, right? Men actually don't care as much as you think that they do. Yeah, you care more than they do. And if you're bigger, if you're a plus size girl, if you're a curvy girl, please understand that the guys that are into you, the tall, skinny gamers, those guys love the curvy girls. That's your lane, girl. In dating, you have to know whose type you are. Yeah? So when I was dating, I knew that teachers loved me. I don't know why, but I was always with teachers, and now I'm married to a teacher. If you're a curvy girl, please understand, the gym bros, they love you. The black and the Hispanic men, they love you. The tall, skinny, lanky gamer types, they love you. The guys that are half your size, they love you, girl. Yeah? So for the girl that was talking about, do I need to lose weight? No, girl. Just go for the guys that are living for you. Make it easy for yourself. Don't go for the big guys. Sometimes the big girls think that, oh, let me just go with the big guy. Those big guys will project their internalized fat phobia onto you, and those are the worst of the worst. Okay? So if you don't trust me, girl, try it for yourself. But That's the experience. The gag about, and when I say the gym guys, I'm not talking about some random Joe that is like pumps once a week. I'm talking about those muscle guys, girl. They love the contrast, girl. They want to do some sets at home, honey. They want to, you know. But the gag about the gym guys is that sometimes it's like this. So, you know, checks and balances, I guess. The Lord works in mysterious ways, girl. Ironic. Yeah. It's D says, how to turn a situationship to something real. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Don't play yourself. The girl, you have to understand, men will put you in a category and you'll stay there. And he'll know that category within like the first conversation, first date. You're either going to be, and I said I was going to do a video about this. Maybe I'll do it this week or next week. They'll either hide you. This is especially true for the bigger girls, the darker skinned girls, the trans girls, right? So like they're hitting you up late at night. You know, they just want to hang out with you at home, right? Or you'll like be in the middle category where it's like, I don't really know her. I'm getting to know her. She has some qualities, but I don't know if she'll be a good girlfriend or not. This is how oftentimes it'll turn into either a situationship or a girlfriend situation. It just depends on if there's like a trajectory where you all are getting connected more. Or they'll put you into like wife category, right? And those are the guys that like, you never have to question. You're never confused. Yeah? So men put you into categories. So if you're already in a situationship, he's already put you into the lowest category. No shade. So if you're liking that category, go ahead. Go off. If you were my sister, I would tell you to leave immediately. That man actually doesn't respect you and is using you for emotional support and intimacy. And I think it's really disrespectful. Yana said, where can we meet our tech guy? Oh my God, girl. They're everywhere. Silicon Valley, Austin, New York, Best Buy, online girl, Twitch, Discord, Reddit. That's where the tech guys are. Someone said that a lot of them are going through layoffs. Girl, the tech industry has been a mess for the past 2.5 years. The thing about tech is that they'll always, girl, just if they get laid off, they're still going to get a job in 2 months. But yeah, girl, go to the electronics section of the Best Buy, girl. They're there. The Genius Bar, girl, go to that Apple store. They're there. That's all I gotta say. In less than 30 said, I slept with him too soon. Sprung. Sounds like a girl. What should I do to kill it back? Let him know I had a great time. Love that time together. But, you know, I think we went a little bit too far. And I just want to let you know that, you know, I want to take things a little bit slower. And I would feel most comfortable being intimate after we're exclusive. So that you're setting the boundary and that he knows what the expectation is. Lips said, because of you, I look at every man's hands, thumb to wrist, 100% girl. You got to know what you're working with. The gag of the century is if you try to get with a guy and then he's not hitting the walls. So you never want that, girl. Because that's important too. But a lot of people don't talk about that because they think that for some reason y'all are nuns. And I know better than that. I know y'all are Dolores Van Cartier up in here. Yeah. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Nurse said your advice is top tier. Thank you, girl. GXP3D said African men. Why not? Ladies, in the comments, please share your experience of dating certain African men. I don't like to talk about my brethren. It feels like I'm like, going against the motherland. I think there's some weird karma against that. But let's what do they call it? Crowdsource. African men. In or out? Ooh, girl. Day said, you do one-on-ones. I need you in my life. Yes, in my VIP program, there are one-on-ones for sure. Trey said, someone said Kenyan men are nice. Okay. Queenie said, never another Nigerian man. Abby said, if he's Nigerian, run. Asto said, African men and military men come up every time. I know, girl, because guess what? A lot of these women are talking to African men and not knowing, girl, that they feel like it's really good and that it's too good to be true. And their intuition is telling them, oh, girl, I don't know what's the tea here. Someone said multiple women. Another person said controlling. Someone said definitely love bombers. Someone said Nigerians no. K-Money said Nigerians no. Ooh, the Nigerians are getting called out here. Lanisha said, stay away, I dated a Nigerian. Chan said, they do spells. Not praying to a shrine, Potomac styles. I think that, Crystal said, love African men. Great. I think that they're very traditional and that they want it their way or no way. Also very passionate, right? With that passion often comes, the other side of that coin. Shirley said, Anwar, how do we compliment men? Taylor said, put the podcast on Spotify. It should be on Spotify, girl. Just search my name. How do you compliment men? Compliment what they're wearing. Compliment, there are two ways to do it. You can do it through appreciation or you can do it through admiration. Appreciation is complimenting what they do. Admiration is complimenting them based on the men that they are, right? So, does he follow through with something? I love that. I love how you follow through with that. I mean, if you're just meeting a guy, you can always compliment them on what they're wearing or what's in front of them. I love that you ordered that, right? I love your taste. I love that watch. Girl, always watch or shoes, girl. Yeah. I love that. Where did you get that from? Lil Ocean said, why have I always ended up in the lowest category with men after dates? Variety of different reasons, right? Sometimes, and I know this sounds really shitty, but I want to keep it real with you. If you dress a certain kind of way, he will think lower of you, right? He will think, this is not my Coretta Scott King. No, he will think, she wants attention from other men, so this woman is not safe, right? And I will always have to fight off other men because, so you will never be wifey material, right? So sometimes it's the way that we dress. Other times, it can just be your personality. Sometimes, no shade, if you talk a lot and you're dominating conversations, he's going to think, oh, she doesn't give a shit about what I'm talking about. She doesn't want to hear me. So I can connect with her in a different way. Not intellectually or emotionally, but physically. Yeah. Okay, y'all are saying leave Coretta alone. I will leave her alone, honey. Her name has been conjured up way too much. But girl, it just came. It just came to me, girl. She's making a comeback. Yeah, Sandy said, classy is the way to go and dress. Honey, give them Banana Republic, girl. That's if you want the motherfucking menu, Banana Republic is where it's at. Tory Burch, honey. Yeah, Michael Kors. That shit. That look, that's wifey shit, girl. I know it's lame. I know some of the girls like Fashion Nova, Shein, Rainbow. Don't do that. Don't do that, girl. You will be in that lowest category, no shade. Yeah? Someone said dots. Uh-oh. Amber said Anwar is our guardian angel. I just do what I can for God and my country, honey. Yeah. Telly said I was classy and we still ended up being a situationship. A situationship is a lack of boundaries. I want you to understand that you can never be in a situationship unless you allow it. This is why I did a video about dating time boundaries so that you could be very clear about if he's not making it happen, we're out of here. Oh, Lord. Dee Dee said, Anwar's podcast is actually amazing and so enlightening. Thank you. I appreciate that. The name of my podcast is called the Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast. And I agree. I think it's great. I put so much tea in there. It's crazy. So definitely check it out if you do have time. Shauna said, have you heard of Luxie? I have. It's kind of making a comeback right now, but I probably won't have, I don't know. I need to see the next couple of months how it's like, what it's giving. But it might be in my top. My top apps. Okay, let me see what y'all are talking about. Julie said, do you have any advice on self-care or self-improvement to get ready for dating? Yes, I probably will do a video on this. But I think it's important. A couple of things that you can do if you are currently feel like you got to get your shit together before you date. And many perfectionists, smart and successful women are like this. I'm going to need you to stop procrastinating. Whatever you're procrastinating on, get her done. Why do I say this? If you procrastinate, it means that you're afraid to do something. And what happens is if you procrastinate on something, you will actually attract more toxic and narcissistic men because you are ruled by fear. And toxic men will see that and know that they can control you and manipulate you. So, procrastination. If you lack follow through, if you have a to-do list and you never finish it, if you say you're going to do something but you don't do it, oh my God, I need to get that car fixed, and then you don't do it and you leave it for months until your car breaks down. Work on your follow through. When you don't follow something through, a toxic and narcissistic man will swoop in and get those things taken care of so that you feel like you can't live without him. And that's how we get sucked in. So, procrastination, follow through, just do what you say you're going to do. And then stop avoiding things. Like, I'm talking about like emotionally. Like, if someone says something or does something to you, don't just suck it up, right? Say something. This is why with my clients, I work so hard on vulnerability and boundaries, because dangerous guys, when they see that, when they see you like self-deprecating humor, if you are apologizing for no goddamn reason, like if someone bumps into you and you say sorry, you're already putting yourself in the wrong. So all these toxic and narcissistic guys have to do is just co-sign on what you're already saying. And then what's happening is that you're always going to be in the wrong. And he's always going to be telling you what's wrong with you. That's how you work on your shit when you're not dating, so that you can avoid these very toxic bonds that happen. Are you hearing me, ladies? This is prime A tea right here. Yeah? Good. I'm getting a lot of yeses, honey. Good. That's how you work on your shit. Yeah, you can get the mani-pedis and the massages and all that shit. That shit that I just talked about, that's how you get ready. And the other way that you get ready is you have to cut off all the relationships that are not fully serving you. I actually literally I had a class today I had 55 people in my class tonight. You got to cut them off. Why? Because in dating, most of the time, men won't dump you. They will drain you dry until there's nothing left of you. So you actually have to have the chutzpah, the ovaries, to cut men off left and right. But that starts with you cutting off relationships before you're dating that don't serve you. That's how you get ready for dating. Because dating is like poker. You literally are going to have to fold hands left and right. That's what the best poker players do, and that's how they make millions. If you play every hand, you're going to go poor. I hope this is helpful. And the gag is, the reason why I'm giving you this tea is like, half of the battle is avoiding narcissists and toxic guys. And so many of them are, especially if you're dating a lot of black men. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to shit on black men. I'm a black man myself. But because of their lived experience, right? What a lot of people are not talking about that needs to be talked about is the fact that a lot of black men treat black women like shit because they are really traumatized by their mothers. Just like many of you are, no shade. So they're running away from black women because of the inappropriate relationships that some of these single black mothers are having with their sons. So many of them turn into narcissists, unfortunately, at a greater rate than maybe some other races. Uh-oh. Not someone giving me the confetti for that. I'll do a video about it. Because I think it's like such an important point that not a lot of people are talking about. That is like very important. Oh my God, let me see what y'all are talking about. Someone said, thank you for your honesty. You're welcome. A lot of people are clocking this tea, honey. I love it. Okay, let me see what else is going on. So, thank you. I am Yemake for the confetti and Amori for the rose. Shani said it resonates. Should I be direct on my dating profile? I hate that we're seen as aggressive. Well, people are gonna judge you however they're gonna judge you. We can't really necessarily be concerned about that. Again, I want to make sure that you are avoiding all of these narcissists that are out here. TJ DeBrat said, "Hey, Anwar, how do you feel about sneaky links? Toxic?" Well, it depends on your goals. If you just want to link, then what's the issue? Like I said before, what I find, though, is that a lot of women that do this are actually just settling. They would rather have a man's D than all of a man, because at least they have something from a man. And ultimately, what I know is that for a lot of times, this is because we really yearn for attention. And we yearn to be cherished and adored. And oftentimes that feels like it in the bedroom, even if it's for the 3 minutes that they're pumping, no shade. That we feel like, I'm the center. Yeah? So I just think that there are like things that are happening, underlying things that are happening that we need to heal so that we don't necessarily feel, or we're dissatisfied with the sneaky link. That the work is learning how to connect with men beyond physicality, intellectually as well as emotionally. Dominica said, "Best live ever." Thank you. Tiffany said, "Inappropriate how?" I think your question is around single mothers and their Black sons. It's inappropriate because oftentimes these mothers, and you have to understand that like 2/3 of Black households in the 90s were single parent households run by mothers. They will make these sons into their surrogate partners, right? And these sons had a lot of responsibility that they didn't need to have. So for the guys that like don't want to commit, it's probably because their mother was like very like forceful with them and made them do things that they didn't want to do in the household. And then also what happens is that there's a lot of enmeshment. So like a lot of guys are like spoiled and entitled. That's why there's a lot of guys that are like that now because they're mama's boys. And so everything that a mom does, she's doing it for her son, right? And so that expectation is that that's what women are supposed to do for them. Women are there to serve them. So that's the conditioning and programming that they have. Shani said, "A Black man told me this the other day." Yeah, because it's true. So, Gigi said, "Yep, those my son is my king moms." Inappropriate. The other thing that happens is because of this lack of a father figure, most of these boys don't know how to be men in relationships. And I don't mean that as like I'm not shading them. What I'm saying is they haven't been modeled healthy masculine energy. And so what they do is they look to the media, aka rappers and other places, to figure out, how do I become a man? And guess what? Do you see like representation of Black men being in healthy relationships, being vulnerable, holding space, sharing about their feelings? Rarely. And their elders are not doing it because their elders don't even know how to share their feelings because of a generational thing, how they were brought up generationally. So, girl, they're lost. I think, I get a lot of shit in my DMs and from black men that are like, you hate black men. I don't. I just know that there's a lot of trauma. And oftentimes what happens is that if you are engaging with black men that are not healed and who haven't done the work, that trauma will be your trauma. And I don't want that for you all. BB said, lost in the sauce, 100%. Don't know if they're coming or going. Rebecca said, calling them little man. Right. Girl, he's 5 years old. What are you talking about? So, Ash said, this is a whole live tonight. I mean, I guess, girl, I guess. Y'all really, really asking me these questions, honey, so I have to give you the answer. Tay said, oh, this hit home for sure. Lori said, I think white moms do it too. Yeah, I mean, no shade, girl. They give you the guarantee. Many of you probably already saw my post about light-skinned men and biracial men, so I don't need to repeat that. So yeah, there's a lot of entitlement, there's a lot of enmeshment, there's a lot of, also because black women are in their masculine energy, black moms are, and most of y'all know that, no shade, so they're very controlling of their guys and very critical and judgmental. And so oftentimes when you have black men that don't want to commit, it's because they think that you want to control them. Yeah, so anyway, I will do a video on this because it seems like it's really actually hitting a lot of nerves and we're learning things that maybe we didn't know before. Cassie said it's only getting worse. Yes, because you know who is who's raising them? Athletes and Kevin Samuels and pills that are red. And the internet. Trust said, we need a book because these are bars. Girl, I'm writing it, but I'm taking my sweet ass time, girl. Because I'm not in a rush, and I want to make sure that the book is amazing. All right, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. So that's how long into seeing a guy before home dates? I don't want you to be in anybody's home until after date 5 or 6. They shouldn't even be picking you up, no shade. LJ said, what's your advice for the eclectic girls? Stay eclectic, girl. The best strategy, one of the best strategies in dating is to be very polarizing. You want to be a Cardi B or a Donald Trump. You want to be very clear. You want people to love you or hate you. You don't want any of that middle stuff. So stay eclectic, girl. Stay weird. I think that's the saying for Austin. So if you want to learn more about this stuff and other things, definitely click the link in my bio. Check out my podcast. Check out my free trainings. If you want to work with me, definitely book a consultation call with me. The link is in my bio for that as well. Poison Ivy said, dang, the part where Amor said their trauma will be your trauma hit deep. There's nowhere else for the trauma to go, girl. Yeah? Ashley said his lives are always amazing. Thank you. Damali said, Anwar is always spilling the tea. I try my best, girl. Mrs. Toxic said, do you believe in the 90-day rule as much as I believe in the 90-day fiance show? Think it's crazy. Alasia said, Anwar, this guy who's really interested in me ended a 5-year relationship 2 months ago. Should I be worried? No, but it usually takes like, I want to say 3 to 6 months for guys to like be okay. To rebound. Yeah. Amber said, Amber, are you doing any meet and greets in Houston? No. I'll wait till I get this book out and then I'll do a mini tour. Karina said, your advice is gold. My boyfriend just told me he plans to propose soon, plans to be the provider. Awesome, girl. We want to see the ring when it's done, said and done, honey. Kathy said, how do we see the signs of mama's boys? Ask him about his relationship with his mother. Should be one of your first questions, like on a first date, I think. The early dates. If his mother is still doing his laundry, doing favors for him, that's gonna be you. Girl, you literally looking at future you, girl. It's like Inception. Girl, it's like butterfly effect, girl. It's like that movie Sliding Doors, girl. This is the fork in the road, girl. You're seeing your future. Maya said, Anwar, at this point, who do we date? Girl, date yourself, girl. Make sure you're right. Because when you're working on your shit, you will level up. And when you level up, you will only be able to see and interact with guys that are on your level. Renee said, OMG, I binge watched a lot of your videos. First live, though. Welcome. Hope you're learning something. Alexandra said, tips for the romantic when dating the dangerous profession as per your comparability video. I think you meant compatibility or complementary. Yeah. Tips. When it doesn't feel good, you need to step away. The romantic will think that like either two extremes. Like if it's not perfect, she'll either run away. There's a level of like imperfection that happens because we're all human, but sometimes oftentimes, the romantic will believe that the roller coaster is the romance, that it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be easy. There's really not supposed to be a lot of drama. Yes, there will be disagreements, but you want to be with somebody who can help you conflict solve. Yeah. Pinky said, your wealth of information is always on point. Thank you. You're welcome. Nikki said, I love you. Very informative. Thank you. Baby Bob said, but they commit to white women. Let them. Let them. Because they believe that their entitlement allows them to have the same privilege as the white women. That's why I've gone to some of the top institutions, and a lot of those guys, like if you ever try to engage with a guy that says like, oh, I went to Princeton, I'm in consulting, and you're a black woman and you reach out to them, they will rarely respond back because they are only focused on men, like black men that make 6 figures. 50% or more of them are with non-black women. They want the privilege. Unfortunately. That's why I'm saying, and I think I'm one of the few black dating coaches that is very vocal about this. I need you to date everybody. And it sucks that more black publications like Essence and other places, Blavity, are not talking about this and really looking out for black women. You need to date everybody if you want to find your person. There literally are not enough black men for black women. For every 100 black women, there are 88 black men. So you're going to have to date and marry outside if everybody's going to have somebody. But that goes against their narrative. That's why you probably will never see me in a place like Essence or other publications like that. But that's okay. Ashley said, I feel sorry for our daughters. Don't feel sorry for them. Educate them. Honey, when I'm on the phone and I'm chatting with my clients, my daughters are listening. They know exactly everything that I'm saying. They know what vulnerability is. They know what boundaries are. They know exactly. Educate them. Also, let your daughters date. One of the worst things that you can do for your black daughters is bring them shame around dating. Because what happens, they're starting to date when they're in college, and then they're using their 20s as if their black 20s are like the white teens. White 20s are like the black 30s because you don't have the experience. Those white girls are starting to date in 5th grade, girl, while you're starting in college. They are masters by college around dating. So let your black daughters date. Yeah? That's what I would say. Nikki said, what's the name of the podcast again? Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast. Brianna said, hey, y'all, I'm so late. I was on a date. I know I missed a lot. Girl, I know that's right, girl. How was the date, girl? Now I'm nosy, girl. I need to know all the tea. Girl, where am I, girl? So many comments. Thank y'all for the follows, and thank you for the support and the 165,000 likes. I feel like my IG is frozen. Okay. Seaboyd said the tea is hot. Isn't it always? Isn't it always? And he said, and we love you for that, Anwar. Thank you. Crystal said, all the dating coaches are saying it. Good. I just don't hear a lot of the black dating coaches talking about how black women need to date outside of their race. They talk about how shitty men are, but they don't really specifically talk in a racial way. Sarah K said, you're a gem. Seriously, thank you so much, Anwar. You're welcome. Dana said, that's the exact reason why I'm working with you. You are talking about this. And I love that we get to work together, girl. Eve said, they gaslight us into staying with black men. Yes, hashtag black love. Scam. Scamiana. Scamiana Grande. Scam tea, girl. Donna said, wow, so glad you are a pioneer of this. Girl, I don't really think of myself as a pioneer, girl. I am not the Rosa Parks of interracial dating. I just want y'all to find your love, no shade. Yeah? Kim Elise said, Anwar, I went for my 5 of 10 and I'm happier than I've ever been. He is turning into my 10. Thank you. You are so welcome, girl. You're so welcome. I love that for you. That makes me happy. Princess said, you've helped me so much. Good. Love that. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, the gag is what happens too is because a lot of black parents won't let their daughters date, they'll do it on the DL. And so now many black women like aren't being very vocal and communicative about what's happening in their love lives, and that actually puts them in a more of a dangerous situation, because that will actually be very attractive to toxic and narcissistic guys who want to isolate you from your family. And if you're already not talking about your love life to your friends and your family, girl, you're already on your own island. Girl, I guess I need to do a video about this too, girl. I didn't know I was getting ideas for videos, girl. What time is it? Lord. You know I'm a golden girl. I can't be up too late, girl. You know I gotta get my beauty sleep, honey. Although, girl, in Montreal it's a snowstorm, so I think we're gonna have a snow day tomorrow. We'll see. Not Nat Tucha, can you tell the immigrant parents? No, girl, I'm scared of them. I don't tell them nothing, girl. I don't want them to whoop me. I don't want them to throw any sandals at me, girl. I don't want them to disown me just because I look sideways, girl. I don't want that smoke. I don't want that immigrant parent smoke, girl. I can't tell them anything. I don't know them. If I go over to your house and you got immigrant parents, girl, I'm on my best behavior. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Cece said, I'm high income and he's low income. No shade, girl, it's not going to work. You're going to mother him. It's not going to work. And he will humble you because he will feel emasculated by your wealth and your power in the relationship. Poison Ivy said, I wasn't allowed to date until 3 years ago at 23. What happens, though, which is really interesting too, is that when you are dating in your teens, it will help you learn how to regulate your emotions. So you're not doing this huge roller coaster thing and you don't know how to like manage yourself. So you look a fool in your 20s because you haven't had the training in their practice. You know what I mean? That's the gag of it all. Bronze loves it. Thank you, Amber. We appreciate you. Thank you. Camellia said, video day. 100%, girl. Lenny said, I'm so reluctant to talk about my dating life. I always feel so ashamed about it. Don't. The reason I say that is because people understand that dating is like rolling the dice. Yeah, and they know that sometimes it's going to work and sometimes it's not. They're not going to think that you're a fool just because it didn't work. And if they do that, they're probably not like people that will be like healthy to be in relationship with. Just that this live is so good tonight. Good. Butterfly said, yes. Are you Canadian? I am now, honey. I am now. Just got my citizenship. So once y'all vote Trump back in, girl, I'm going to give you the Mariah to the Americans. Oh, I don't know her. I'm Canadian now, honey. Renee said, do gamers make good partners? Yes. Their complement is the social butterfly. Miss Pearl said, did you say Montreal? Yes, I am, honey. Straight in, nothing but snow, girl. Let's see what y'all are talking about. Yes, I was shaking my head super fast, girl. That's the gag. This is why there are unique challenges dating as a woman of color, specifically a black woman. Single black women make more than single black men. It's the only racial group where this happens. And so you're going to find yourself in situations where you're making more than your man, which again makes it a more dangerous situation if you're dating a black guy. Yeah. Butterfly said, "You're the best." Thank you, girl. Caitlin said, "Yep, that's what I went through." Sorry about that, girl. No Name said 16 is a good age to date. I say 13, girl. 13 reasons why you should date at 13. You want to start dating before you get to high school. You want to have a little bit of experience before you get to high school. That's why I say 13. Daphne said, "Congrats, Amber." Thank you, girl. Latoya said, "Don't leave us in the ghetto." Honey, that's what Trump says Chicago is, honey. All the black cities are apparently a ghetto, based on what he's saying. Butterfly said, "When is the next election?" And this is why I am afraid of what's going to happen in November, girl. If you have to ask me when the next election is, girl. Michelle said, "Dating a cop? That's a no for me, dog." English teacher compliment. PE teacher. Athletic guy. Active guy. Sports guy. A says, "Do you do matchmaking?" No, I'm a dating coach. So I help clients learn how to date for themselves and know what they want and what they need. If you're a black woman, I'm like very hesitant about you all finding a matchmaker. They can't even matchmake the white girls. So you already know that them trying to match a black woman is going to be the pit squirrel. Yeah, I think that the matchmaker rates are like a 5% success rate, and that's for the white girls. Mob Luxby, your take on the anime guys. Two-dimensional girl. I don't know, girl. They're fine. Gamer boys. Dorks, girl. I love nerds. I love them. Great husbands. Healthy masculine energy. Serving women. I want a tech guy. I want a nerd. I want an accountant. I want an engineer. That's what I want for you all. All right. I think I'm going to be on here for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to hit it, girl. Hit it to the bed. Yeah? Adeline said, "You are the best," shaking your head super fast. If it doesn't feel right, girl, what am I to do? What am I going to say? Yeah, girl, when you're making 150K and he's making 30K, that's going to be a good situation? Girl, he's a dependent. He's not a future husband. We can't build men up. We have to date men that are already built. If you don't take anything away from this life, take that away. A man that is not satisfied with where he is at in his life will be a horrible partner. He will cheat on you to make himself feel like he's in control and make himself feel good, and he will try to humble you, and he will try to make you feel shitty so that he can feel better. Don't date men that are not self-actualized. Uh-oh, someone said too late. Girl, get out. Part 2. Who said 13 is too young? In your opinion. In your opinion. Kylie said, are you moving to Canada? I live in Canada with my French-Canadian husband and our 3 children. I'm originally from Los Angeles. Can't you tell by this Valley Girl accent? Someone said, who is asking when? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see what you're talking about. What are y'all talking about up in here? Not everybody asking me about their compliment. Girl, check out my compliment video and determine it for yourself. Yeah? All right, I see we're winding down here because I'm not seeing a lot of questions here. Mob Lux said protect Amware at all costs. Thank you, girl. Please protect me. These men are trying to get me, honey. They don't want me sharing all that tea, girl. They're getting found out and they don't know what to do with it. What do you think about Megan Good and Jonathan Majors? Elsa asks. I really do try not to talk about celebrity situations. Because here's the thing. Most of those couples are fake. And they're just for PR. They're not real love. So, like, a lot of these, like, hot takes about relationships, they don't mean anything because the relationship was never real to begin with. Miss Caramel said, I'm an attorney and a flight attendant. I don't know who would be my compliment. Girl, apparently you're your own compliment, girl. You're doing too much. Pick one. What's going on here? Do you sleep? Flight attendant and attorney? Girl, it's too much. Laddie said, I'm dating a French Canadian, but I live in New York. I like where it's going, but I don't want to move. I had to move for him, honey. And I'm happy. Some of these girls, y'all working too much. Too damn much. All right, ladies, I hope this was fun. I hope that this was informative. I'm going to head on out, get some beauty sleep, because, you know, these kids are going to be up at 6 a.m. right next to my bed staring at me, talking about Papa A. That's what they call me, girl. I literally wake up to kids in my face staring at me like pervs, girl. So I got to be ready for my 6 a.m. Human alarm clock. Girl. Anyway, check out the link in my bio for more information around me. And if you want to work with me, book a call. And I think I'm pretty booked for the consultation. So just send me an email and we'll figure out a timing that works for both of us. Okay, I think that my email address is in my bio. Hope this was fun and informative. And I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah? Bye-bye.